Hey everybody, Hof Blabs Tortoise here, and I wanted to tell a little bit of a story. The other day I was hanging out with one of my best friends in the entire world, PewDiePie. We did some meth, we did some crack, we did some LSD. Oh, it was such good times, and then we played Happy Wheels for about 10 hours straight. And by the end of it, I was so delirious I didn't know what the fuck I was thinking. I completely forgot about my YouTube channel, so I booted up OBS and decided to record myself playing it. But then PewDiePie, he looked at me. He had fire in his eyes and he said, "Hofstadter, if you record yourself playing this game, I will find you when you sleep and rape your fucking face." And I was terrified. I was scared. So like, PewDiePie, why? Why the gratuitous violence? He said, "You know what, Hofstadter, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You know what? We'll play one of your games. You know what? Boot up Gary Grigsby's War in the West. Let's have a look of it." So I did, and he looked at me and he said, "Hofstadter, what the fuck is this? This is so goddamn ugly." On a serious note, I wanted to make this video about why we play these types of games. Now, a little bit of a backstory. For those of you who were on the internet in November, you would know about the giant cancer, the teratoma of the internet, fucking Undertale. And oh my god, it spread everywhere. People were very upset that their friends wouldn't play it, and so naturally, being the self-hating twat that I am, I typed into Google, "Why won't my friend play Undertale?" I know, it's so bad, but I found one glorious thread on Reddit. Oh, Reddit. And it's this one person. He listed down 4 reasons as to why somebody wouldn't play Undertale. The first one, people don't appreciate good music. The second, people can't appreciate the story and depth of characters. The third, people hate the art style. And I can't remember the fourth one, but I'm sure it was just as cancerous as the rest. And I thought, what the fuck? There's no mention of strategy gamers in here. I mean, what the hell? And I think in the fourth reason he wrote the part, COD players as everybody else does, but not a single. I looked through the entire thread. There was not a single mention of strategy gamers. Everybody else referenced first-person shooters and every other type of fucking game out there except strategy ones. I'm thinking, what the fuck? What is this? Why? And oh, Jesus. So I wanted to make this video and get this off my chest as to why we play these types of games, and why we don't really care about Undertale. Well, not really why we don't care about Undertale, but that's not that important. So for those of you who are in the wargaming community, you have your own story as to how you got into these games. Now, my story is that I am a pretty big Total War guy. I used to love those games. I thought they were the greatest thing in the entire world. I loved it. But then it started to grow old. I played Total War Attila, and you can only do so much with that. There was no supply layer, there's no realistic stuff, and at the same time, I've been getting pretty hard into military history, and reading that and playing those types of games, there's a bit of a disparity here. There's no realism, and you get tired of it, and I did, and then I found Gary Grigsby's War in the West, and I'd been reading about Operation Barbarossa at this time, and I had a fucking blast. I absolutely loved it. That was my fucking gateway game, man. I loved it, and in my case, it allowed me to recreate Operation Barbarossa and try and figure out what went wrong. What could the Germans do to make it successful? And if they were successful, what could have happened? And this is one of the reasons why people love these types of games. We want to feel like we're storming the beaches of Normandy. Well, I mean, that's more of a COD kind of thing, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to get at. We want to feel like that we're managing these soldiers across the beaches of Normandy, trying to figure out what supplies should go where. Should we give supplies to Army Group A? Can they break through across the bridges of the Rhine? Or should we bring the resources down south and hope that the Germans don't form up a pincer move? These are the types of decisions that we want to make. These are the types of decisions. There's basically our lifeblood in these types of games. And the other reason is that, essentially people just want more depth, a more cerebral game to think about, such as Pike and Shot. That game is like chess. Holy shit, it is so brutal. The thing is with that game is that it's very, very simple. But the simplicity allows for a much more powerful AI, and it will kick your ass if you screw up just once. It will wreck you. And this kind of game is what allows us to really work our brains, because this kind of thing, I'm really describing it quite badly. I'm quite disappointed how I'm describing it, but it's a great way to exercise your mind, and that's one of the things I loved about these games, is that I don't feel like my brain is dying like when I play other games. Now, I'm not sure what else I wanted to talk about, but for those of you who are getting into this community, you should never ever judge these games by their cover. And for the love of God, do not look at John Tiller's games, because you will judge them by their cover. I will not judge you if you judge John Tiller games by their cover, because they look like dog vomit, to be honest. A lot of these games are quite ugly, but there is a depth to them that is unparalleled in all across the gaming world. It's because publishers like Matrix and HPS Simulations, they cater to us. They know exactly what we want. It's because our community is so small and so niche, and that we pretty much all huddle together on very specific forums and places, and they look at our comments and they say, you know what, we should add this. It's not like Steam where it's just a clusterfuck of, I want this to be added, and, general autism. But you know what? I'm going to end this video here before I go a little bit any more mental. If you would like to tell, I would love to know about any of your stories, your gateway games that got you into this community. If you played something like Graviteam and you wanted more tactical games, if you wanted Gary Grigsby's War in the West and went to strategic/operational games, I would love to hear about that. So this has been Hof Blabs, and I hope you have a good day.